Donald Trump is back in the headlines with his stance on immigration. As returns to the White House, we might see massive deportation of immigrants. Recently, he's hinted at a controversial plan to restart aggressive deportations, particularly focusing on undocumented individuals with criminal records, aiming to enhance national security and public safety measures across the country. This plan has sparked a significant amount of debate and discussion among various groups, including politicians, human rights organizations, and the general public. The proposed policy aims to identify and deport undocumented immigrants who have been convicted of crimes, ranging from minor offenses to serious felonies. Proponents of the plan argue that it is a necessary step to protect citizens and ensure that those who break the law face consequences, regardless of their immigration status. They believe that by removing individuals with criminal records, the government can reduce crime rates and create a safer environment for everyone. However, critics of the plan raise several concerns. They argue that the policy could lead to racial profiling and discrimination against certain communities. There is also the fear that innocent people could be wrongfully targeted and deported due to errors in the criminal justice system or immigration records. Human rights advocates emphasize the importance of due process and the potential for families to be torn apart by deportations. Moreover, the logistics of implementing such a plan are complex and resource-intensive. Immigration officers would need to conduct thorough investigations to ensure that individuals targeted for deportation have indeed committed crimes and that their removal is justified. This process would require significant manpower and funding, which could strain already limited resources. In addition to the practical challenges, there are also legal hurdles to consider. Various laws and regulations govern the deportation process, and any new policy would need to comply with these existing frameworks. Legal battles could arise, potentially delaying the implementation of the plan and leading to further controversy. Public opinion on the issue is deeply divided. Some citizens support the idea of prioritizing the deportation of criminals, viewing it as a way to uphold the rule of law and protect communities. Others, however, are concerned about the broader implications of such a policy, including the potential for abuse and the impact on immigrant communities. As the debate continues, it is clear that any decision on this matter will have far-reaching consequences. The government must carefully weigh the potential benefits of enhanced security against the risks of undermining civil liberties and human rights. The outcome of this debate will shape the future of immigration policy and the lives of countless individuals across the country. In conclusion, the proposed plan to restart aggressive deportations of undocumented individuals with criminal records is a complex and contentious issue. It raises important questions about national security, public safety, and the protection of human rights. As discussions unfold, it is crucial for all stakeholders to consider the potential impacts and work towards a solution that balances security with justice and compassion. Trump has also talked about ending catch and release, a policy that lets certain immigrants stay in the United States while they wait for their court dates, instead of being detained immediately. This change could significantly impact many families and individuals. The catch and release policy has been a contentious issue in the United States for many years. It allows certain immigrants, particularly those seeking asylum, to be released from detention while they await their court hearings. This policy was designed to prevent overcrowding in detention centers and to allow immigrants to live in the community, often with family members, while their cases are processed. However, it has also been criticized by some who argue that it encourages illegal immigration and that many immigrants fail to appear for their court dates. Under the catch and release policy, immigrants are typically given a notice to appear in court and are released on their own recognizance or with some form of supervision, such as an ankle monitor. This allows them to work, attend school, and live relatively normal lives while they wait for their cases to be heard. For many immigrants, this policy provides a lifeline, allowing them to escape dangerous situations in their home countries and seek safety and stability in the United States. However, the policy has also faced significant criticism. Opponents argue that it creates a loophole that allows immigrants to disappear into the country and avoid deportation. They claim that many immigrants do not show up for their court dates, making it difficult to enforce immigration laws. This has led to calls for stricter enforcement and an end to the catch and release policy. President Trump has been a vocal critic of catch and release and has made it a central focus of his immigration policy. He argues that ending the policy is necessary to secure the border and prevent illegal immigration. By detaining immigrants until their court dates, he believes that it will deter others from attempting to enter the country illegally. Ending catch and release would have significant implications for the immigration system and for the individuals and families affected by it. Detaining immigrants until their court dates would require a substantial increase in detention capacity, which could be costly and logistically challenging. It would also mean that many immigrants, including children and families, would be held in detention for extended periods of time, which could have serious humanitarian and legal implications. There are also concerns about the impact on the court system. Immigration courts are already facing significant backlogs, with cases often taking months or even years to be resolved. Detaining immigrants until their court dates could exacerbate these delays, leading to longer periods of detention and increased pressure on the court system. For the immigrants themselves, ending catch and release could have devastating consequences. Many come to the United States seeking refuge from violence, persecution, and extreme poverty. Being detained for extended periods of time could have serious physical and mental health impacts, particularly for children. It could also make it more difficult for immigrants to access legal representation and to prepare their cases, potentially reducing their chances of being granted asylum or other forms of relief. In addition to the practical and humanitarian concerns, there are also legal challenges to ending catch and release. The policy is rooted in international and domestic laws that protect the rights of asylum seekers and other vulnerable populations. Any changes to the policy would need to navigate these legal frameworks and could face significant challenges in the courts. Overall, the debate over catch and release reflects broader tensions in the United States immigration policy. It raises fundamental questions about how to balance security and humanitarian concerns, how to manage the practical challenges of the immigration system, and how to uphold the country's legal and moral obligations to those seeking refuge. As the Trump administration continues to push for an end to catch and release, these questions will remain at the forefront of the national conversation on immigration. It's a controversial topic. Some believe tougher policies will improve security and safety, while others think they'll create new challenges and exacerbate existing issues, leading to more division and unrest. The debate over these policies is not new. It has been a point of contention for years, with both sides presenting compelling arguments. On one hand, proponents argue that stricter regulations and enforcement can deter crime and protect citizens. They point to statistics showing a decrease in certain types of crime in areas where these policies have been implemented. Experts in favor of tougher policies often cite the need for a strong deterrent to prevent criminal activities. They believe that a visible and active law enforcement presence can make potential offenders think twice before committing a crime. Additionally, they argue that these measures can help to identify and address issues before they escalate, thereby maintaining public order and safety. However, opponents of these policies raise significant concerns. They argue that such measures can lead to over-policing and the erosion of civil liberties. There is a fear that increased surveillance and law enforcement presence can disproportionately affect marginalized communities, leading to a sense of mistrust and alienation. Critics also point out that these policies can sometimes result in unintended consequences, such as the criminalization of minor offenses and the exacerbation of social inequalities. The historical context cannot be ignored. Many communities have experienced a long history of strained relationships with law enforcement, and the introduction of tougher policies can sometimes reopen old wounds. Advocates for change emphasize the importance of addressing the root causes of crime, such as poverty, lack of education, and limited economic opportunities. They argue that a more holistic approach, focusing on community support and development, can lead to more sustainable and equitable outcomes. Public opinion on this issue is deeply divided. While some citizens feel safer with a stronger law enforcement presence, others worry about the potential for abuse of power and the impact on their daily lives. Community meetings and town halls often become arenas for passionate debate, with individuals sharing personal stories and experiences that highlight the complexities of the issue. Despite the differences in opinion, there is a common desire for safer, more cohesive communities. Many believe that finding a balance between security and civil liberties is crucial. Collaborative efforts between law enforcement and community members, such as neighborhood watch programs and community policing initiatives, have shown promise in building trust and reducing crime. These programs emphasize the importance of mutual respect and cooperation, aiming to create an environment where everyone feels valued and protected. Ultimately, the path forward requires open dialogue, empathy, and a willingness to understand different perspectives. By working together and focusing on shared goals, it is possible to develop policies that enhance security while also promoting justice and equality. The journey may be challenging, but the potential for positive change makes it a worthwhile endeavor. What do you think? Would